Every crisis goes through a predictable cycle. Understanding that cycle helps us be better prepared and more effective in our risk communication. So this cycle begins with pre-crisis, before anything happens. Now, I recognize it's very hard or harder to get people interested before something has happened, but this is the critical time period for planning and practicing. Before the crisis is the appropriate time for anticipating what can go wrong, how we might respond to that, and then work through tabletop exercises or other situations in which we can practice our response, our risk communication response, as well as our risk management activities. When the event occurs, when the crisis happens, we enter the initial phase of the crisis. Now, all of those that are affected by the crisis are fearful. We've stimulated their outrage. Something has happened. And we need to respond and acknowledge that fear and help people find something to do. Well, people in the face of the initial phase of a crisis are searching for information. They want to know what happened. They want to know the facts. They want some information about how they can protect themselves and their families. That initial phase lasts about 48 hours. And then we move into the third phase, the maintenance phase, as people adapt to their fear. People and the media begin asking questions and probing. That's the investigative reporting that says, now how did this happen? Whose fault was this? Was there something that should have been done that would have prevented this? After the maintenance phase comes the resolution phase, where life returns to normal, or at least returns to as near normal as it can. That resolution phase provides us a wonderful opportunity for evaluation, to learn from the experience. We can always find opportunities to improve our risk communication, to improve our response. So the evaluation phase allows us to review what happened, what didn't happen, what worked, what didn't work, so that we can revise our plans, incorporate these new lessons into our tabletop exercises or our scenario planning so that we can be better prepared for the next crisis. Because we all know that other crises will happen. There will be another crisis. We will have another introduction of a foreign animal disease into the United States. We will have another major catastrophic foodborne illness. We will have intentional contamination of the food supply. We can't predict when. We can't predict how large of an incident that will be. But what we can predict is that this crisis will go through the same life cycle as every other crisis. So we're in the planning phase now. If and when that crisis occurs, we'll go into the initial phase, and then we'll go into the maintenance phase and the resolution phase. And once again, you'll have the chance to evaluate and incorporate your experiences to be better prepared for the next crisis.